Welcome back again to Grammar and Writing Academy, your destination for mastering English. After reading the short story A Feathered Friend by Arthur C. Clarke, let's have some questions and answers to have better understanding. But first, let's mention some points about it. Background. This story was written during the 1950s, a time of growth and technological advancement in the United States. The possibility of space exploration created a feeling of immense potential. This optimism about the future influenced all areas of the arts, especially popular literature, in what is now called the golden age of science fiction. Insight. The bird lets the workers know that oxygen levels in the station have gotten too low when the alarm fails to warn them. This is similar to a safety precaution mine used to protect miners from high levels of carbon monoxide. The story illustrates how simple approaches can be just as effective or dependable as high-tech ones. Summary. Feathered Friend, a science fiction short story by Arthur C. Clarke, is about a space station worker and his co-worker's pet canary. The canary is allowed to move freely about the station, hovering and floating instead of using her wings. She quickly becomes a favorite with all the crew members. They keep her hidden from visitors who might think it isn't appropriate to have a bird on a space station. However, the canary helps the narrator avoid a disaster and changes how the narrator views technology. Genre. A science fiction short story. A short story is a very popular form of writing. It is a work of fiction that includes a few characters with a single setting that includes both time and place, simple plot, which is the group of events in a story, and a conflict or a problem. Questions and answers. 1. Where does the story take place? It takes place on a space station. 2. How does the narrator discover Clarabelle's presence? He hears whistling beside his ear and looks up. 3. Why does Sven Olsen bring Clarabelle on board? He wants to see how a bird will operate in zero gravity, with no weight but the use of its wings. 4. What causes Clarabelle to pass out? A lack of oxygen causes her to pass out. Why for 5. Who is Clarabelle? She is a small yellow canary hanging in the air as motionless as a hummingbird. 6. Why does the narrator think Sven Olsen's selection of Clarabelle is sensitive? Clarabelle weighs nothing, her food requirements are tiny, and she is not worried by the absence of gravity. 7. Who is the narrator? He is a space station inhabitant who tells an event involving a pet that Sven Olsen has elected. 8. What does the idiom, "to the best of my knowledge," mean? It means I think, but I am not completely sure. 9. Why is it difficult to conceal Clarabelle on board? She chirps rather loudly and gets noisy when she is upset. 10. From what point of view is the selection told? It is first-person point of view, using of pronoun I. 11. How do the crew members feel about Clarabelle? They're all fond of it. 12. How does the Clarabelle's condition help the narrator know that there is something wrong? Clarabelle loses consciousness, which leads the narrator to make connection to his own condition, in which he suffers from headache, can't sleep well, has bad dreams, and feels groggy. This leads to the discovery that the equipment is broken. 13. How does the canary adapt to the absence of gravity? The canary does a backward loop and folds her wings to hang in the air motionless. 14. Why can't a canary be used instead of an electronic alarm system to warn about oxygen or air quality? The canary might get sick from something else, not necessarily a lack of oxygen. 15th. Who is the main character? Clarabelle, the canary, who finds out how to make her way into zero gravity and is efficient at it. 16. Is Feathered Friend a true or fictional story? It's a science fiction short story about a small canary, selected by Sven, and how her presence on board the space station helps save the crew's lives. The narrator views Clarabelle as a lifesaver. 17. Is Sven Olsen big and fat or small and wiry? He is small and wiry. 18. Who is Jack Duncan? He is the cook, doctor, and dietitian on the space station. Now, let's have some additional questions that will definitely help you. Ready? Let's start. Additional questions. First essential questions. How is modern technology helpful and harmful to society? Living on a space station is incredible, and of course it wouldn't be possible without advanced technology. However, relying exclusively on technology can have negative effects. This story illustrates what can happen when technology fails. 2. What is the benefit of having a pet in the space station? Having a pet makes people less lonely and perks up their spirits. 3. What events or factors help the narrator figure out that something is wrong with the air? He hasn't slept well, had bad dreams, has a headache, and feels groggy and sleepy, as if he needs oxygen. 4. What causes the failure of the alarm that was intended to warn about air quality? The first alarm didn't go off, and the backup alarm hadn't been connected yet. 5. What is the theme of Feathered Friend? It is, sometimes people rely too much on technology when nature serves them better. 6. Advanced technology leaves a void that people try to fill with companionship. What details from the text connect to support this theme? Explain. It's clear that Clarabelle is a pet that provides companionship. For example, the crew tries to hide her presence from visitors so she won't be taken away, and Sven is upset when Clarabelle goes missing because she usually wakes him up in the morning. 7. What is the setting of Feathered Friend? The setting is a space station orbiting Earth. The setting contributes to the theme because it requires technology to keep people alive, and the technology that was in place failed. Yet, what can you infer from details that contrast the description of the character to a giant and a bull? A typical reader might picture a man with the name Sven Olsen to be a 6'6" Nordic giant. However, Olsen was actually a small man. That description changes the reader's mental image of the character. Hope you find all these questions and answers valuable and helpful. Best of luck in your studies, and may you discover new layers of meaning with every read. Thanks for being a member in Grammar and Writing Academy, your destination for mastering English. Don't forget that your support means a lot to us. Like, share, and subscribe for more awesome English adventures. See you soon. Goodbye.